Welcome to ECNTRADE daily video. Before we begin, it should be noted that any advice is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration.
Hello everyone, my name is Rob Clayton and thank you for joining me. The Australian dollar overnight eventually broke the level of 75.45 and now has exposed the bottom side of the range seen around 74.50-55 area. Although do take some caution here, as previously there was some demand as we can clearly see from this region. But the technicals have broken down with the RSI currently holding a negative signal and the MACD holding a weak signal to support the bear case. So therefore I do feel there is at least another 45-50 points left on the downside and then reassess from this level around 74.5. The euro since the break of 109.30 hasn't really shown any significant downturn. In fact, the market is actually holding up quite well. Although the technicals are negative and mainly with the trend supporting the bear case, I'm still holding the downside test around downside case that is towards 107.50.85. One thing to note though is when we tend to break certain levels, we always go back to retest them just to see if it was a true break, and if so, the rejection from 109.30 area should see another downturn. The dollar yen still showing somewhat bearish divergence. I think there is a bit of a case coming through here that the market may actually be getting a little bit tired or exhausted after the few days that we've seen here to the bull case. Therefore, I do expect to see a slow downturn and look back towards 121.5 in the short term. Sterling a little bit lackluster as the market still continues to hold around this 130.70 or 50.70 area, and with the base holding around 130. In light of the pattern, I do like the way it's shaping up, and therefore eventually we'll expect some kind of rebound from this base and look back towards that top side of the range seen around 133. Getting a bit of more bullish traction from sterling Kiwi as we can see here. And with that divergence finally kicking back in a little bit stronger, I am looking up towards 190 to 192 as a potential target. Still going sideways when it comes to gold around this 1,920, but the technicals are still relatively weak. Therefore, I feel the market will eventually look towards that bottom side of 1,900 and reassess from this support. A break here would give further exposure to 1,869.72. And with another week of price action for oil, the market is finally getting closer towards its target, I believe, at $92 to $93 a barrel after recently breaching around this 97.70 level. Therefore, the bears are still maintaining this current move and therefore look towards that bottom side of the range. Well, that wraps it for the morning. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, look out for the intraday report and also the end of the day wrap.